Today we are looking at the counseling that takes place between a patient, the patient's daughter, and their speech therapist. The patient has been diagnosed with dysphagia. The patient is unaware of what this means and comes to the speech therapist for a consultation to find out more about the disorder and what this will mean for her future as well as how it would impact her family's future. The patient is 55 years old and is married with 2 kids and 3 grandkids. She suffered a left hemisphere stroke 5 months ago. Although there has been no issues with her speech and language, the patient has been having great difficulty with swallowing thin liquids as well as solids. She complains that when she swallows either of these consistencies, she begins to cough violently and feels like she has something stuck somewhere in her throat. She has become very frustrated and depressed that she no longer can go out to dinner without causing a scene. It is your job to talk to her and her daughter and counsel them through this process. Scenario 1. This is what not to do when counseling a patient.
Oh. Come on. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Have a seat.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you guys today?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, well, I have a few things I need to get done really fast. And since you guys are kind of a little bit early, maybe I could do those things. Give me like 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then we can get started. How's that sound?
Okay, my name is Sally, and this is my mom, Betty.
Okay, cool. Nice to meet you guys. I'm Tara.
So just want us to sit here and
Yeah, just a few minutes. I promise it won't be long. It's nothing big.
okay. I'm not trying to be rude, but our appointment was at 2:00 and it's 2:05.
Oh yeah, just 1 sec.
Okay. Oh, can I have one?
Oh, this is the last one. Okay. So, sorry about that. I just had a few really important things. Alright, so you said you're experiencing some problems with swallowing and you want to
Yes.
get better, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So this approach that we're going to take basically is I'm just going to give you some instructions. I just want you to follow them
Okay.
and, as we go.
Okay. So, but I'm just kind of.
Well, look, I really want you to get better. So, and I know it's best for you in this situation. And if you could just follow these instructions that I give you today, you should be fine.
Yes, I get that, and I understand, but see, I don't even know what dysphagia is. I was just told by doctors that I have it, and I have no idea what it even means.
Yeah. Well, how about you just let me worry about the definition of it, and you just kind of worry about the instructions I give you, how to fix it, what to do, things like that.
Okay, but it's not even just the swallowing that I'm having issues with. I'm having problems with, my emotions and my feelings. I'm starting to feel a lot more irritated and embarrassed, and it's causing me to become depressed that my life isn't normal. It's not like how it used to be.
I understand. I know what you're going through, and I've had 1,000 cases like yours. So, it's so common. Your case is very common. So I know just what to do to help you.
Well, I really just want her to feel confident again, and I'm so sad for her. It upsets her anytime we go out and spend time with family or friends, and I really hate to see her in this state.
Yeah, well, how about we just hear from her point of view, just because yours isn't really prominent at this time. Hers is kind of more like the one we need to worry about.
Okay, well, in that case, what I really feel at this time is just.
Well, okay, I know I said your feelings are important, but the most important thing is the dysphagia, how to fix it, what to do. So your road to recovery really won't begin until you can be open to my opinions and open to everything I'm trying to tell you on the steps to take. So, but if you really want to talk about your feelings, I guess tell me what's on your mind.
Well, sorry. Sometimes my saliva, I swallow it, and it can cause me to cough because of those.
Sure. Well, I mean, if you're sick, though, maybe consider rescheduling next time. I have a really busy schedule, and I can't really get sick right now, so I don't really need the germs, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm not sick, like I just said. It was coughing. But anyways, so what I'm feeling is that I can't even go out to dinner with my friends or family anymore, or even go grab drinks with my girlfriends. I feel like when I go out, I start coughing, and then my face gets red, and then I start crying, mainly from my coughing and then from how I'm feeling, and it's just...
I just feel useless almost. I've always been able to help her with things, and this is something that I really just don't know how to handle. It's kind of out of my control, and it really makes me upset to see my mom like this.
Well, basically, you're expressing to me that you're upset because you can't go out and get drinks with your friends anymore, margaritas, martinis, like whatever.
No.
But, I mean, I totally understand because I would be very upset also, but I just feel like things could be a lot worse, so...
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is that I don't feel like I can be involved in plans or events, and when there are plans or events, I feel bad because I just want to cancel, and with all my friends and family, and because I feel like I'm embarrassing them when I go into these episodes of coughing, and and just my face gets red. I'm causing a scene, and when I'm embarrassing them, I'm starting to just notice I'm embarrassing myself.
Should not, Mom. Our family and friends, they should all understand. But this is what she's really struggling with right now, and that's why we came to give her advice.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys could be here for each other and everything. But really what I'm gathering is that you're super duper emotional right now. So I'm feeling like maybe you could go talk to somebody else before coming back to me. It'd probably be best. But yeah, that should be it for today. It was nice to meet you, Miss Corral.
Okay, but wait, when do I even know when to come and see you next?
Well, technically, that's the secretary's job. I mean, I have a really busy schedule, so I don't really have time to also worry about making the schedule. So I would just check with the front desk. She should be able to tell you.
Okay. It was nice to meet you.
Okay, great.
Bye.
Bye.
During the last scenario, there were many areas where the speech therapist demonstrated a very inappropriate and unprofessional form of counseling. In this second scenario, the proper way a speech therapist should counsel a patient with dysphagia will be demonstrated.
Hi, Miss Carol.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm Tara. Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet
This
you.
is your daughter.
I'm Sally.
Nice to meet you guys. Come have a seat.
Okay, so I'm going to be your speech therapist today. How are you doing, Miss Carol?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking, though.
Well, good. So, what brings you in today? How can I be of service to you?
Well, recently I have been diagnosed with something called dysphagia. I really don't know what that means, and I don't know really what that entails or what the actual definition of dysphagia is. And I'm just very confused about what it is and what this could mean for my future as well as my family's future.
Of course. So, what I'm hearing is that you're confused about exactly what dysphagia is and what your future will look like with it, if I'm hearing right.
Yes, and I feel like no one is understanding that. It's a really scary thing for me.
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry you feel that way. But I'm here for you, and I'm happy to explain the disorder and also discuss what options you both have as a family and treatments and recommendations. So first, what I want to do is explain to you what dysphagia is. So I have this pamphlet here that you can look on with me. So it's a swallowing disorder that can be caused by many different occurrences, but in your case, it's with your stroke that was 5 months ago?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So because of where your stroke occurred, you can see from the brain picture here, the muscles you used to swallow were made a little bit weaker.
Okay.
So,
Wait, so you're saying weaker though? What does that exactly mean? My muscles and like my throat are weaker?
yeah, so let me
Okay.
explain. You know how when a person they injure a leg or an arm
Mm-hmm.
or any part of the body, they have to sort of re-strengthen that, go to physical therapy.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's actually the same thing with swallowing. So these tiny muscles that you use to swallow also have to be re-strengthened when they're impaired or when they're injured. So if they're left weak, then risk can arise from that.
Okay, so you say risk. What exactly are you talking about?
Well, if a person isn't able to push their food or their liquid down or swallow properly
Mm-hmm.
due to the weak muscles, they can be at high risk for aspiration, which is, don't be nervous or anything, but it's
Okay.
just a big word for when things you consume get into your airway or your lungs.
Okay.
So-
Does it stay there?
Well, I was just about to tell you that. So yes, if the items you consume and if they end up in your lungs, that can cause pneumonia. So do you understand all this?
Yeah, I really had no idea it was that big a deal, and I'm starting to understand now. I'm so glad you could explain that to me. But it's actually more than just the swallowing that's bothering me. It's really how I'm feeling, and the other stuff that's coming along with this dysphagia.
Sure. So how are you feeling about everything? What are you having trouble with?
I just feel that I can't go out to dinner anymore with my friends and my family. I used to love, going to get drinks with my friends and being able to catch up in our lives. And now I feel like I really can't do that anymore because when I do, I start coughing and I become embarrassed and I start causing a scene because it's so loud and my face gets red and my eyes water and I feel like I'm embarrassing them and that they really don't even want me there because I'm causing a scene.
Well, I'm so sorry you're feeling that way. I can't imagine how hard these changes must be for you. And how are you doing during this time?
Well, I just almost feel useless. I've always been able to help my mother with things, and this is really something that I just don't know how to handle or help her manage.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me upset to see my mom struggle with things that she used to have no problem doing before.
Of course, it makes complete sense you're feeling this way. It's a lot to take on, and your mom's taking on these new challenges. So I hope to provide you both with ways that you can take them on and work through them together.
Yeah. What are a few of these ways that can help with this kind of frustration? Do you have any suggestions?
Well, definitely I suggest talking to your friends, your family. You just want everyone to understand what you're going through. Try to have a conversation with them, sit down with them, tell them, maybe even explain to them what dysphagia is and what you're going through,
Mm-hmm.
and just your perspective, because that'll help them, grasp it all. So then when you're going out, they'll know if you need to take a break or if you need to leave for a little while or if you need help or something like that.
Yeah.
And they should never make you feel uncomfortable. So, some friends are making you feel that way. Maybe be sure to surround yourself with the people that are understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other questions?
Well, I love used to going out with dinner, and I want to still keep those relationships up with my friends and have family dinners. What are some things I can do to avoid that embarrassment being in public?
Of course. Well, if it causes you high anxiety to go out into a public restaurant, you could maybe try getting dinner or have gatherings at your house or at your friends' houses.
Like dinner parties.
Or even request private tables at a restaurant. Something
Okay.
where you can be more secluded so you don't have people that don't know your situation staring at you, because that must be uncomfortable.
Yeah. I really like that idea. I mean, I love the idea of dinner parties and being able to still have fun with my friends, but, you know, if I ever had a coughing, something happening,
Mhm.
I feel that, you know, I would feel more comfortable being in my own home, and being able to excuse myself would be a
Of
lot,
course.
you know, easier to do.
Yeah.
And for the exercises, though, are there any type of exercises I can try?
Yeah. Well, here are a list of exercises that I have for you. So we can just go through some of them really quick, okay?
Okay. Okay, those are pretty easy exercises to do.
Good. I'm glad you understand them, and your daughter and others can help you at home to make sure you're doing them correctly and to, you know, repeat them and everything.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to do that. I think that would be really good for us to do together.
Great. Well, also, like I said before, it would definitely be a good idea to make sure your surroundings are always positive, everyone's positive around you, understands what you're going through. So when you're in public again, things will hopefully go better for you, and let me know how they go.
Thank you.
So if you continue having these issues, what I'd really like to do with you is what we call a swallow study. So this is basically where you're going to sit down in a chair and swallow different consistencies, so like a liquid, a solid, and we're going to be able to see what you're doing.
Will that hurt?
No, that won't hurt at all. You'll just be sitting in a chair with a TV screen next to you, and I'll give you different things, and what it does is just let us see exactly what's happening when you're swallowing, so I could give you a better recommendation if things aren't working out.
Okay. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate all you have done for us.
I feel like we're on the right path now. Just want to see my mom head in the right direction.
Good. Well, I'm glad you guys feel better about things. And is there anything else you have any questions about?
No, I feel like we are all good to go.
Okay. So if you need anything, you have my card, and you're more than welcome to come back. Okay?
Sounds
Thank
good.
you so much.
All right. It was nice
Thank
to
you
meet
so
you.
much.
Nice to meet you too.
I'll walk you guys out. Okay?
Thank you.
Friends. Where's my chai tea?